And welcome to Boost Boerne Business here on Boerne Radio 103.9 FM. I'm Baron Wiley, and one theme that you hear a lot on Boerne Radio is to love your neighbor. And we try to do that every day, not only with our physical neighbors that live next door to you, but to our friends and neighbors around the community of Boerne, Texas, and that includes Bandera, and more specifically, Bandera Electric Cooperative. And I'm here today with the CEO of Bandera Electric Cooperative. So, Mr. Bill Hetherington, how are you?
Well, I'm doing better this week than last week. Last week was pretty stressful.
and you don't have your guitar with you?
No, I didn't bring my guitar. Maybe next time. I'm getting ready to release my CD, so we'll just have to wait for that. Yeah.
Well, the radio station has to know about that, you know? You're a CEO and a songwriter. All right, we need to have your own show for that.
Okay, next time.
Well, listen, we had a full week of freezing temperatures here in Boerne, Texas, and, I mean, have you ever experienced anything like that in your career?
Yes, unfortunately, I have. I've worked for electric utilities in both Colorado and in Florida, and probably the closest this was I was in Florida in 1992 when Hurricane Andrew came across the peninsula as a Category 5 and erased our electric system from the face of the earth. And so I've learned a lot about how to do restoration, and I think as an electric distribution utility, we're incumbent to know what to do in an emergency. I mean, everybody who works at an electric utility knows that when the lights go out, it's all hands on deck. And that's why I'm so proud of our employees, that tirelessly worked around the clock, both men and women, pretty much from February 11th to February 19th to get the power back on.
Well, Bill, can I brag on one of your guys? I mean, get this. Boerne Radio was off the air thanks to ice on the tower. Our transmitter froze and we got knocked off. Well, I'm sitting at home going, all right, well, I just think it is what it is. It'll come back, but it didn't come back. And so I reached out to Justin McKenzie, one of your A-team players there. He was a guest on this radio station before, and actually I was worried about him. I know that he was just working overtime and just, in the middle of a pandemic and a crisis at the same time. I texted him, I said, you okay? And he goes, yeah, I'm fine. In fact, he was at home. And he said, how are you? And I said, well, Boerne Radio's off the air right now. That man got into his truck and he drove to our tower site and got us back on the air. I mean, that is above and beyond the call of duty of serving the community. We were able to get back up. We were able to be a companion to the people who had no power, but listening on their little transistor radio to Boerne Radio and get good information out. Thanks again to BEC. So thank you, Bill, for what you're doing in Boerne, Texas.
I think that, Justin, it just exemplifies, all of our employees. I am just so proud of just their dedication and their commitment. They really believe in the cooperative spirit, which is really giving back to our members, going above and beyond. There's time after time in situations where our employees step up and do, what's right for the member, not because somebody asked them to do, because they know it's the right thing to do. And so that I couldn't be more proud of, the men and women of BEC.
Bill, I like how you call them your members. They're not customers or clients. What does that mean, being a member?
They're members because they own us. I mean, the way this is structured is that if you take electricity from Bandera Electric Cooperative, you're an owner of Bandera Electric Cooperative, and so we treat you as a member. It's a much more intimate term, much more intimate relationship, and so we really focus on the service aspects of the business. We pride ourselves, whether it's broadband service or electric service, you're going to get the great service from Bandera Electric Cooperative and support. We're here for 83 years. Hopefully we'll be here another 83 years.
Amen. All right, Bill, let's talk about the State of the Union. Are we back on? Are we going?
We are back on. We're back on and back to the normal operations, thankfully.
What was the lowest point? How many blackouts did we have? How long were we without power?
So just to give you the scenario, we really had about 3 different waves. On February 11th, we saw the first wave hit with ice, and it primarily was north of us, up in our Kerrville areas and Comfort. They got hit really hard, and we had about 790 people out on the 11th. We were able to get them back on, only to have February 13th hit and another ice storm roll through, this one mainly in the Boerne area and Welfare. We were fortunate we only had about 191 people then out, but then the rolling blackouts and everything kind of went south. From February 18th, after we came out of rolling blackouts, we had about 3,200 people out. But we were able to get everybody back on by early Saturday morning, the 20th. So
wow.
Within 2 days, everybody was back on. So again, just a heroic effort by our employees.
So, Bill, I was listening to the news this morning on Boerne Radio 103.9 FM, and I saw that President Biden is coming to Texas to come and look at all the damage. I don't know what he's looking at. The ice is gone, but what do you think the damage was here in Kendall County and our neighbors?
Well, I think, we saw specifically on our, this tests the electric system. When you have an extreme weather event, and certainly when the temperature hits 6 degrees in South Texas, that's an extreme weather event. You're going to challenge the electric grid. Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily designed for that type of operation, and we were very happy to see that, our system responded very well. We had 2 transformers that got overloaded, and we're addressing those issues. We had 2 distribution circuits that had problems, loading problems, and so we had to do some switching. But we're taking action now so that in the future that those problems won't occur. But we came out pretty well as far as damages go. Obviously we rotated blackouts, but I think we tried to keep the blackouts between 25 and 40 minutes. So we basically were knocking people out 9 times a day. Yeah. Every 2.5 hours they'd be off for 30 minutes. But that was an effort to try to minimize the freezing of the water pipes, because we knew that was going to be an issue. We didn't trip off any of the critical facilities, nursing homes, hospitals, fire stations, water plants, because again, we knew that critical infrastructure has to be protected. And so, we were successful in that regard.
Well, that's just called management, and good management at that. And again, thanks to your experience in the past, you were able to bring that to Boerne, Texas to keep us all up and running. And again, cheers to you and Bandera Electric Cooperative. Question for you. I had my own experience with radio towers and ice and climbing up hills and et cetera. I'm sure that some of your team had some crazy adventures out there in the ice and snow. Talk about some of those.
Our team, they're very dedicated, very hardworking. They're very committed to the membership, and that's what's really makes me proud. So they always have good stories. So, we have one crew that was out working near Camp Verde. And for those of you who are familiar with Camp Verde, they have the camel thing going.
Yeah.
And so, sure enough, while our crews were out repairing the lines, a 9-foot camel came up to offer assistance to our linemen. Mike, which way did he go? Cool. At least was there a little levity to this situation. I mean, even in times of stress, they took it in good spirit, but they did a great job.
Well, again, congratulations to you and your team. All right, Bill, let's talk turkey here. A lot of people worried about price gouging and just prices skyrocketing. What's the truth there?
All right. Well, I appreciate that, Baron. I will want to reassure our members that there is not going to be a rate increase due to this. You may see bills in February go up, most likely between 20 and 25%. If people are having problems with paying bills, we do have budget billing, we do have payment plans. I encourage members who are struggling right now with that to reach out to us. We will help. There are very, very many alternatives and payment plans that we can have to help them through this time.
But our bills are going to go up anyway because we had our heater on all day long.
That's exactly right.
So I understand.
We used more energy,
yeah.
and that's the driver of why the bills are going up. We anticipate next month in March it'll drop right back down.
Talk about some of the programs that you offer.
While certainly electric service and broadband service are the 2 most popular and most what we're known for, we also offer energy storage solutions, solar solutions, renewable energy alternatives. And we have a deliverable of ApolloWare, which is our energy management platform, and that allows customers to basically monitor in real time their energy usage, so they actually can be informed about how they're using energy. It's always amazing to me. We'll go out and we'll spend $50,000 or $60,000 on a car, and that car's got all kinds of analytics and alerts to let you know when something's going wrong. We'll spend $250,000 on a house and nada, right? You don't know if your air conditioner's working. You don't know if your water heater's about to go. So ApolloWare really kind of fills that gap and gives people some real-time information, gives them weekly emails as far as, hey, here's the state of your house, here's what's going on. You're spending a lot of money, maybe you want to dial down that thermostat a little more. So again, we're just trying to empower our members so that they can make informed decisions about how they use energy.
And besides of taking care of your members like you do at BEC, you take care of everybody. BEC really just gives back to the community. And besides your programs, you do a lot. And so talk about some of the things that are important to you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very much a believer in community outreach and support. You know, I live here in Boerne. I love the community. We have our foundation, which is the BEC Foundation. The BEC Foundation is our mechanism for giving financial support to people. We basically fund numerous organizations throughout the community to help our citizens and our community. You know, whether it's food, water, shelter, money to pay electric bills. These agencies that we fund through our foundation are there to help our members who are hurting. And, you know, I look at it, these are our neighbors. Okay, so it's not like we're giving money to a charity and it goes into some black hole. You know, this money stays in the community, this money stays to help our neighbors. And that's kind of how we view the community.
So can people donate to the foundation to help other families?
Sure, they can donate, and it's a tax deduction, and and all the money stays in the community.
How do we do that?
You can call us at the phone number.
I'll give you the phone number.
Okay,
I know
good.
it.
Okay.
It's 866-226-3372. That's 866-226-3372. Final thoughts, Bill. Invite our listeners to engage with BEC.
Well, I appreciate their patience with us. Nobody likes to be knocked offline. Nobody likes the loss of that control and have that inconvenience. So I just want to thank them for their patience. I know that there were people who were hurting out there. I know that there are people who are still hurting. And we're here to help. All we need is to know that you're hurting, and we'll try our best to help you.
Thank you, Bill, again for all you're doing, for reflecting the culture of Boerne, of Kendall County, and of course at Bandera Electric Cooperative. And again, God bless you. I'm Baron Wiley, and I thank you for listening to Boerne Radio 103.9 FM and the Boost Boerne Business Radio Show.